Hello everyone, my name is Yang Huishui. Our team name is Mahjong Jiao. Okay, today we are going to talking about 协定 wavelength. Do we need a new road? Here is our content. Part 1, Introduction. Where is the wavelength? The wavelength is in Kaohsiung. And Kaohsiung City on the south of Taiwan. 协定湿地，协定wavelength. Here is the benefit about the wavelength. There are two major parts. The first part is biological diversity. For example, we can see mangrove forest, black-faced spoonbill, and brown shark. The most famous, I think, is the endangered migratory birds, black-faced spoonbill, 黑面琵鹭. The second part, as you can see, adjusts the water resource. Wavelength can store a lot of water. It can prevent from flooding when the typhoon comes. Part 2, Dilemma. As you can see, the red line on the picture is the old road. Red line here, and the road was built 5 years ago, and there are very few people to go through it. And now they are going to open another new road, 1-4. Here, they are going to build this new road. If we open the road, the wavelength will depart into another two sections. Then the function of the wavelength may be destroyed. It will lose the ability to prevent flooding, so the chance of flooding will rise. Also, if the wavelength is destroyed, the endangered bird may not come back to avoid the winter anymore. Here is the current situation. The first one, the wavelength has already passed environment assessment, but it still has controversy. Because the government is both the development organization and the member of environmental assessment, I think it is unfair. The second problem, the wavelength has the potential to become national level wavelength, but we are still waiting for the certification. The third one, most of the residents don't know that the road is going to be built. The fourth one, as the number of the insiders increase, more and more people disagree about opening the road. This is our current situation. Part 3, alternative plan. As you can see on the pictures, there are 4 alternative plans to replace the road 1-4. The first one, A plan. Open the road along the outline of the wavelength. The main part of the wavelength is here. And here is along the outline of the wavelength, here. A plan. The B plan is to open the road along the inner side of the wavelength. B plan, inner side of the wavelength. But it will change the direction of the water source. The plan 2 is to build the road 1-4 underground. underground, but it still will hurt within. A plan 3 is to build a road that connects to the old road. Here, the third plan. It will block the water flowing into the wetland. So the only alternative plan we can accept is the A plan. We can only accept this one. Now, it is the show time to perform a real situation on the public hearing.
Hi everyone, I'm host, and it's a resident site, and it's government site. Now let's begin our public hearings today. Today's subject is about the road development case. And the people who want to speak, please raise your hand. Please.
Okay. First of all, this land isn't really a precious wet land. It's just the artificial one. It used to be a abandoned salt pan to produce salt. Furthermore, it has been planned to become residential area or industrial area about 20 years ago. And now, we just want to open a new road. So why?
From us now!
Nowadays, before you give a speech, please hand out your ID card and proof that you are local people. Okay. Nowadays, we have to face immigration. The amount of residents are reducing, and most people who live there are old people. So the plan in 20 years ago is no longer fit. It needs to plan again.
There wasn't any environmental assessment when we were opening the Road 1-1. But now, why we need an environmental assessment opening the Road 1-4? Why?
Because of the lack of environmental assessment in the Road 1-1, the south part of the wetland was disrupted. Beyond the reason mentioned above, the 1-1 road was in low usage rate, and even many car accidents happened there.
There is no need any environment or assessment because we are wisely using the wetland.
Using the wetlands in an appropriate way means that conduct in range of sustainable use and do not disrupt wetland features.
Chading is known itself long and narrow. Here are only the Taiwan Provincial Highway number 17 near Coast and Red Eye. In the middle to Ilkeo north-south traffic. But Taiwan Provincial Highway number 17 is mainly for outsiders and they drive so fast. If there have any accidents, who is narrow and usually for those. Furthermore, Line Road is so must be developed and connected to Guang Road to evacuate north-south traffic in Chading.
If open the way can solve problem, then why problem is still exist after opening Juguang Road? The truth is that people is used to drive Ren'ai Road, and the vendors beside the road occupy it. Most of passerby ignore the traffic rule. All problem won't you speak too much. You need to finish the speech in 1 minute. You talk too much. All problem won't be solved by opening the road.
The extra road 1-4 it surely can make people head to south more quickly and more convenient.
However, there is already South Road 1-1 in Teddy. Furthermore, a low proportion of the locals go to south. What we already have is enough to ease southward traffic.
How can we live while birds were attracted by the wetland? Eat our fish in our fish farm. So, you want to pay the price?
The fish which are eaten by the bird are usually unhealthy and near the surface ones, which can also remove the sick groups, or even the lab group which are getting rooted after fishery harvesting.
We also have more than 4,000 copies of petition. You guys must show some respect. This is the will of the people.
Okay, if you are opposed to open the road with countersign, just go in what you want.
Anyway, in the world, the land must be returned back to our. If we don't open the road, the land was acquired by the government for the sole pen before. So now, if you don't open the road, just return the goddamn road.
Okay, after watching the show, we can easily find some problems. The public hear information, for example, when and where to hold, should make known to the public on local office website, but they didn't. And on the public hearing, the host stands on the government side. If someone wants to speak or ask some questions, the host would ask to identify whether the person is a local resident or not. We also cannot record on public hearing. Although holding a public hearing, the process of it is unfair. Actually, we all have the right to speak or talk about our opinions on the public hearing. Here is our opinion. For example, our opinion is that the action of the government should confirm public welfare and necessity. For the public welfare, as we have mentioned before, there are two major functions of wetland. First, there is the habit of lake-faced spoonbill, which can bring economic benefit, such as tourism. So, if we disrupt it, then the residents' life will be impacted. Second, the wetlands can regulate the water resource, and it can prevent flooding. If we open a new road, and the above function would vanish. In summary, it will confirm public welfare. For necessity, because of Qiedi has already had two roads to connect north and south, it won't have to open a new one. Furthermore, the government have a replacement which won't destroy the wetlands. If we insist on opening the road 1-4, it still needs to be closed when it meets the bird's migratory season. Thus, the usage of the new road will become less. We think that building and maintaining the road is wasting the money. So, opening a new road is not a necessity. Part 4, action. So, what can we do? If you care about the wetland, this is our right to do something. Maybe you can keep focus on 守护茄地湿地青年联盟 on Facebook. or you can ask us for getting the joint paper, or you can spread out this issue to your friends or family, or you can also email to our government. Here is the phone number on the screen, which you can give your opinions to the government. Thanks for your listening.